It's Wednesday, October 16th, 2024, and it's time to get this party started. So now, to get going with my walk for today, this is going to be, I think, the last walk for my journey from Dockyard to St. George's and back again, because I'm currently at Ely's Harbour in Somerset, and unless torrential rains come from the skies, I should be able to make it to Dockyard before this day is over. But this neighborhood definitely brings back a lot of memories for me because of the fact that as a small child, I grew up not far from here, just up on West Side Road a little bit. And then as an adult, a young adult, I had my business in this area. So, yeah. That brick-colored house in the background of the shot is the location of my first school, my nursery school, say 3.5 to 4 years old, Mrs. Brangman's nursery. That's where my education began, people, right there in that building, that house. This house here is undergoing major reconstruction. Major. Been expanded, I would say doubled in size at least, maybe 2.5 times the size it was originally. Here's 4-star pizza. Occasionally I do get them, occasionally. St. James Anglican Church, the parish church of Sands. This is the view from up on the St. James graveyard western side. So even though I'm feeling sprinkles right now, I am going to take the risk of continuing my walk to Dockyard because I really would like to get this done now that I've started. And that will give me Friday off because I'm going to have to regroup once I make it to Dockyard and decide exactly what kind of walks I will do after I get back to Dockyard, thereby ending my Dockyard to St. George's and back again portion of this Bermuda woman journey. This is the St. James Church Hall and actually the original site of the first school for West End Primary. Obviously not this building, but this spot way back in 1869 when the records indicate the founding of West End School. It was on this location that it refers to. This is the West Side, Somerset, and Portland Square neighborhood area. Scottsdale Road. This is the road that would take you ultimately to where I live. Anyway, I'm gonna have to hustle because I'm not making progress very quickly here. And even though the sprinkles have subsided, you just never know what's gonna happen. So I'm hustling along on the main road of Somerset, having yet to reach the really commercial district. That building there used to be a lodge building, Masonic Lodge. Can't remember which one at this point, but yeah, that's what it used to be. That house over there just might be the most colorful house in the whole of Bermuda. This is an ode to Gennaro Tucker, one of Bermuda's premier top match players in cricket. 5 centuries in his stats. Mr. Cup Match, he's called. So anyway, once I get to Dockyard, thereby ending my original plan of walking from Dockyard to St. George's and back again, I will have to start on the next phase. So some of the ideas that I have, I'm just taking a little pause here so that you can see the artwork in this particular bus stop, designed by Barbara Bassett Gillis, a local artist. A lot of history being recorded in these texts here, and I can't capture it all, but nevertheless, you get the idea. And then across from this bus stop, we have the Warren Simmons Field. This field here was the original cup match field for the very first game of cup match. But anyway, getting back to what is going to be happening after I reach Dockyard. Some of the ideas are doing beaches, and I know I do want to walk from Horseshoe Bay along the coast down to Warwick Long Bay. Another idea is to do tribe roads, which, while that would be extremely interesting, I've been noting that the tribe roads are not that well maintained, and I would need to have a machete myself just to get through some of them. But maybe there are some that I could do, because the history behind the tribe roads is extremely interesting. We're coming up on Marketplace, which is the grocery store in Somerset, the only one really, where I do mostly all of my food shopping. The Marketplace, Somerset. It's in a little plaza, which includes a dollar store and a laundromat and a hair salon, which is where I get my hair cut, as well as a dry cleaning operation. So, yep. This Gilbert Nature Reserve is right opposite the Marketplace, and it's also a bus stop. Springfield. I have shown you this building before around cup match time, episodes 1 or 2, and it used to be, back in the day when I was just a little girl, the location of the Somerset Library. So every Saturday I used to trek down here and get new books to read. I loved it when it was the library. It was a perfect place for that too. But now it's like a little tea shop, I think. I'm not going in today, maybe another time, but not today. It's a Bermuda National Trust property, I believe. And on we go. Anyway, getting back to next steps for a Bermuda woman, in addition to the beaches, the tribe roads, there are lots of other places that I still need to step on, like Spittle Pond, Hog Bay Park, and I'll think of some more as I go along. And if you have any suggestions to make, please let me know as well, because the whole idea is just to keep stepping until I reach my health goals. Okay, my walk has now brought me into what used to be referred to as Manchester Street. It's all part of the main road, Somerset, but for some reason when we were much younger, children, we referred to it as Manchester Street, and now it's quite a hub of commercial activity, including Mr. Chicken right here. On occasion I also come here bring Bella for some Yo Cherry frozen treats. And then there's another pizza place in Somerset besides 4-Star Pizza called Il Pomodoro. It's a favorite of my son-in-law's. This used to be the Somerset Movie Theater. There are all sorts of businesses on Manchester Street these days. The barber shop, the organic food store, Organic Orgon, where I also come periodically to pick up some health food type stuff. Another possibility for the walks is all around the Bermuda National Parks and particularly the forts. So that's another idea. I'm sure you all remember where this road takes you. Okay, so to continue on my journey to Dockyard with these little sprinkles that keep dropping every now and again, I am approaching Mangrove Bay. Mangrove Bay, where I spent countless hours as a child growing up in Somerset. So this area here is known as Somerset Village. It was the original commercial district of Somerset back in the day. It still remains somewhat of obviously a commercial district, but I would say most of the activity nowadays seems to be done in the Manchester Street Marketplace area. So times have changed a bit. Nevertheless, this still has the two banks, Butterfield Bank and the HSBC branch, and a number of other shops, retail in the area, as well as a local gym. This is the Prince Alfred Lodge, Masonic Hall of Somerset. Another one. In the distance, in the pink cluster of buildings, that's the Cambridge Beaches Resort. And so that light blue building straight across from here is an Airbnb unit. It used to be one of the Daniel's Head villas, but when Daniel's Head was more or less broken down, some of the units were sold off to individuals, and this particular business person decided to get a couple of them and create Airbnb villas on their waterfront property, which was a fabulous idea. Here's another view of that Airbnb property, and this is the second unit at Airbnb property. Very nice. So I'm about to go over and onto Watford Bridge. The original Watford Bridge, which connected Somerset Island to Watford Island, was first commissioned in 1903. It was replaced in 1957, which in turn was replaced by this bridge here in 1983. Yes, I remember the 1983 construction of this bridge. Quite an undertaking. You can see how it rises in the middle. That's to allow larger vessels to go under it. And yeah, quite a project that was. You see that structure there? That was the bridge that was replaced. The one that was built in 1957 and then got replaced by this one that I'm currently standing on of 1983. So yeah, a portion of it is still existing. And then on the other end, if you look closely enough, you can see where the Somerset side or end of the bridge was probably located. Yep. So I'm on Watford Island now. Watford Island is a very small island, as you will see, because in no time flat I will be off of Watford Island. But Watford Island is the home of the West End Sailboat Club, which is significant, of course, something that means a lot to my family, particularly my descendants, uncles, my mother. They were all big-time sailors in their day. And I still have cousins very, very much involved in the sport of sailing. So yeah, West End Sailboat Club is out here. Can you hear my ice in my little water bottle making a whole lot of noise? Yeah. Oh look! Oh man! That was a crab and it dashed into that hole as soon as it heard me say, oh look. Darn it. I took a little detour off the main road. Another thing I want to capture since I'm here is this mural, which was also done by artist Miss Barbara Bassett Dillis. You will recall that I showed you her work in the bus depot, not the bus depot, but the bus stop that is near the Warren Simmons Field as well. So Barbara has been very busy in recent years creating these beautiful pieces of artwork around the island. West End Sailboat Club, specializing in the Comet class of sailboats. I actually didn't know that there would be any activity here at this hour, but the bar is open. So while I'm out here at the West End Sailboat Club, I guess I should pause to let you know that, as I had mentioned, my family were big sailors back in the day. As a matter of fact, the annual long-distance Comet sailboat race from this club to the club in St. George's, and on alternate years from the club in St. George's back to this club, is something that has been happening since at least for about 50 or 60 years now. And during that time, my uncle, my mom's brother, created the record. Mr. Canute Lambert still holds the record for the timing on that race. I don't think anybody will ever break it, because from what I've been made to understand, they sailed in almost hurricane conditions that particular year, so the boats kind of flew down to St. George's. And hence, an unbreakable Comet sailboat racing record for the annual long distance race. There you have it. What can I say? His son still sails, Gladwin Lambert. Okay, so I'm about to leave Watford Island, which is where the base for the Bermuda Regiment Coast Guard is located, as well as the West End Sailboat Club. But originally, where you see all of those boulders, that used to be a waterway separating the Watford Island from Bowes Island, which is the next island I will be on. Okay, walking across from Watford Island onto Bowes Island. That is what I'm doing right now. And here I am. I'm now on Watford Island, home of Woody's, one of the most popular restaurants, fast food type restaurants and bars in Bermuda, and the Rubis gas station. That blue building over there is Woody's. Woody's as in Woody the Woodpecker. Well, this is the first public boat slip I have come across in my travels up and down this island. Interesting. Yeah, the Wedco public boat slip. That's fabulous. Well, it looks like I am going to make it out to Dockyard because I'm on Bose Island right now. Dockyard is not that far away and the sprinkles have eased up, so I'm very happy that I managed to get out of the house this afternoon and get this walk completed, although it's not done yet, but I have every confidence that it will be done today. I just realized that I hadn't done a step count since leaving Ely's Harbour, and I was just checking to see if that guy was able to catch the bus. He caught up with it. He ran from here, and obviously he was able to get on. Good for him. Anyway, back to my step count. From Ely's Harbour to here, 7,504 steps. Good stuff. I'm gonna have an 8,000 step day for sure. And this is the count at Malabar Close. So here we are, leaving Bose Island and going across this bridge. The name escapes me right now. And we will be going on to Ireland Island. And as usual, around about this point in time when I'm out on these walks, my battery power begins to get very low, and I don't know how much longer I'll be able to film because I want to leave just enough for the end to be able to make a final report. Anyway, yes, I am on this kind of like a home stretch. Probably about a good half mile still to go though, but I will make it today. I will get right into Dockyard and I will save my battery power to be able to say what my total step count is. Okay, I've just come to realize that these walls here, this wall here on this side and that wall on that side, were actually parts of a bridge many years ago that separated Ireland Island into two parts. Ireland Island South and Ireland Island North. And you can kind of still see that there's a waterway under there, probably cave-like at the moment. But yeah. So even though we basically have all this time been assuming Somerset Island, Watford Island, Bose Island, Ireland Island and Dockyard, it's actually Ireland Island South and Ireland Island North. So I'm actually now on Ireland Island North, having just left Ireland Island South. Well, I'm at the end of Ireland Island North, and believe it or not, my step count is exactly 10,000. So I'm about to go across this bridge right here. Which joins Ireland Island North to the Dockyard, and then make my way to the very end. But just so that you can see, 10,000! Woo-woo! I am now at the Maritime Museum at Dockyard. My step count to this point is 12,386 steps. A big woohoo for that. And yes, finally I'm here. I should have had some kind of party arranged. This has been quite an accomplishment for me, having now walked from Dockyard to St. George's and back again in 32 episodes. It has been most enjoyable. One of the best ideas I've ever had in my life. And that's saying something because I've had lots of good ideas. Anyway, episode 32, until Monday at the earliest. I'm taking the rest of this week off to think about my next set of steps. Ciao.